Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're preparing for IELTS exam and you don't want to spend so much time and money on online courses, you're in the right place because I scored a band 7.5 and today I'm going to be sharing the simple study hacks and the free resources that I use for my exam with you. No matter what your score target is, these strategies will help you to make most of your time, and stick around till the end because I'm gonna share some game-changing strategies for your exam and you don't have to be confused and worried about it at all. So in my opinion, having a solid plan is everything for you, and I personally had so many little plans for myself even though I was not fully organized, but I recommend you to have a solid plan using any platform that you need. And if you need help, you can comment down below and I can help you with a personalized plan, which whatever amount of time you have. So I'm going to talk in detail about each section and what you actually need to do if you are a beginner or in an intermediate level, or if you're more advanced, it's going to work for you and you can adjust it for yourself a little bit. I scored a 7.5 in listening. And I didn't practice so much, and the only thing that I did was using transcription strategy, which is basically choosing one audio from Cambridge books. And I recommend that source a lot because the exam for reading, listening, like all of the skills are really like the books, and you don't need to find any other resources if you have limited amount of time. And I basically chose audio and wrote everything down that I heard, like every single word or every single sentence so that I could make in that time. You can split the audio in maybe 5 or 10 seconds. And then at the end, when you're done with it, you can compare your script with the original one. And this is going to help you to find out the tricky words and if your spelling is good enough for the exam. Speaking was one of the hardest skills for me, but I managed to get an 8 in speaking. And the questions that I got on the speaking day was pretty much different from what I thought it would be, and it was so much close to Cambridge books. So I would also recommend you to look at all of the books that have been published till now and practice those questions. And one of the resources that helped me a lot was IELTS list. You can see all of the topics that you have to work on and build specific topic-specific vocabularies on them. And I also asked ChatGPT and Pi AI tool to help me boost my confidence for the exam. And I basically asked them to be my IELTS examiner and ask me the questions for all of the sections. And I did this pretty much every day to help myself become more confident about the exam. And before the exam, I also asked some friends to help me practice with a real person because it's kind of different when you're talking to a tool or a real person. You get more stressed. I also used a book, which I'm going to be sharing in my Telegram channel. And it was kind of a lifesaver for me because personally, I was so worried about my speaking and I wanted to have a stable source for my speaking. So in the last days, I tried to read it as much as I could. Reading is the skill that really needs time for you to practice and get better in it. If you are already getting 6 or 6.5 and you need a certain amount of time to read different passages and try to finish all of them in a short amount of time, because even a native speaker cannot really read that long passages in like 10 minutes or less than that, because you also have to answer multiple questions for each section. So I personally had a booklet, like a little booklet for my vocabulary that I still have it, and I wrote every word that I didn't know in the passage down, and I wrote the meaning, and every day I read them and reviewed them all the time to remember them. And this basically helped me to expand my vocabulary for reading. But for those who don't have much time, it is best for them to learn how to manage their time while reading the questions. And I suggest you to read the passage for 2 minutes maximum before starting the questions to have to have a general idea about the passage basically. But I'm not going to suggest every strategy for each type of question, because I personally believe while you're doing practice, you're going to understand which type question has a specific order in the passage or it doesn't. And you can understand this by reading it yourself, and you will find the best way for yourself to solve that type of question. And you don't have to worry about it so much because I did this and I got a 7.5 and I'm pretty much satisfied with it. Writing is one of the hardest skills, and I got a 6.5, and I didn't have much time to practice because I believe it is one of the hardest ones. You have to spend so much time on it to get better at it over time. I wrote one essay every day. If I had so much time, I would just write task 2, and if I had a little time, I would just write a task 1. And it takes so much time, not because it is like an hour to write both of the essays, but I had to check all of them, all of my vocabulary, speaking, and everything. If you're taking a computer-based exam, you should practice speed typing. And it is not really hard if you're familiar with your keyboard and everything. And if you're taking a paper-based exam, it is easy for you to just write it on the paper with good handwriting and take a picture of it, analyze it on your tablet, or just do it on paper. And checking your writing is a tough part, but I use ChatGPT, Gemini, and other AIs, anything that you can imagine, to check my essays, and they were mostly accurate for a 6.5 that I got. Using these tools, you can find topic-specific vocabularies, and also IELTS List can help you to write down some topic-specific vocabularies. You can even use AI and ask it to provide you some lists of the vocabulary that you already know, but you have to organize it. I highly recommend you to have a notebook, as I had before, and I can share the papers with you on my Telegram channel. But I highly recommend you to do it yourself and have a specific vocabulary, especially for task 1. If you have a limited time, you can have some templates and some words that you actually have to know for like increase, decrease, and these simple things. And for task 2, you can get anything, so you should be ready and should have some small range of vocabulary for that if you're aiming for 6.5 or 7. And for getting higher grades, you have to practice months writing your own essay, checking it, and writing a better version of it, and specifying your mistakes and how you can improve with a red pen in your notebook or just on your laptop. And this is the only way to improve, but you can also access some resources that I'm going to be sharing in description with you to check high level essays like band 9 or 8. And at the end, you can actually get your notebooks with yourself to the exam center and review it before writing. That's what I did, and it was really helpful to remember linking words and vocabs that I needed to use in my writing. Even if you're short on time, consistency is everything. And I used to practice about 3 hours a day for all of the skills. I try to balance all of my skills. And basically, I listened to 1 listening a day. I did 1 reading passage. You don't have to do an hour, but I recommend you to do a full practice test and at the weekend or when you have the time, but you don't have to do a full practice test every day. You can do a simple short essay and check it as soon as you can, like after you write it, and do a speaking with a friend or AI. It is essential for your speaking, and that's what I did for 60 days. That's it for today. If this video helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or you feel stuck on your preparations, you can comment down below and I will be glad to help you as much as possible. Good luck on your IELTS exam. You got this.